heroScapers! Hello and welcome back to the ScapeCon footage. I am here not with BRI, who I'm playing against, but the next best thing, her husband, Ryan, aka Vidar43 on the forums. Ryan, how are you?
We are not married yet.
Oh, okay.
We're also not engaged, but
Okay.
so close.
Close
give it a couple
there.
of years, and then we'll figure that out.
Well,
But,
that's awesome. I figured you know what? Then I can relate. I'm in that same boat. I'm in the same boat. I'm living with Jill, but we're not engaged or married yet, but plan to. So I'm with you on that.
Very good.
Number one is on the hound. So she's running ton of
Four hounds and Zetacron, I believe.
Yeah, and I got a mishmash of all of it because I was thematically theming as the whole Marro
Right.
hive the entire ScapeCon. So
What is that? And I'm seeing 2 hounds, Wosaga. Is that 2 Nagribs and 1 Drudge?
yes,
Really a mishmash. Okay. At
Really
least you
a
got Swamp.
mishmash.
At least you got Swamp.
Yes, I do. I was pretty lucky on that one. Yeah.
Right.
And fun fact: this is the last game I played at ScapeCon.
Okay, so this would have been 3-headed Hydra round 3 or round 4.
Actually, round 2.
Round 2, because okay.
I went up dipping after that.
Gotcha. Okay. Very good.
But yeah,
Well, so I know the results of this, but I didn't see the game because I was over on a different table playing.
yes.
Um,
And even at this point too, I don't think the audience knows or has seen or will see yet the results of the only 2 victories I have during ScapeCon. So I think they could understand. I think they already know what's gonna happen. But it's not about the destination. It's about the journey, right?
it's all about having fun
Exactly.
and getting Belda.
And getting Valda. Yeah, that is definitely one thing I remember from this game is that I got some pretty lucky rounds with the hounds, and I was able to rush up pretty quickly.
Right. So it looks like you opened hounds early, and she opened Zetacron.
Yeah.
I think we did that. She did that during the introduction.
Yeah, engaged right there. That's
Yeah, that wasn't a great position for her, I don't think.
no.
But probably tried to take one early attack. Yeah,
I
we're
do
getting
not
that hound
remember
on the way.
I don't remember him lasting long.
No, he tends to not. The 2 life really hurts.
Oh, he did get 1 wound off of that one.
Okay. And there he goes. Not long for this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went in the General Wars finals. He went down. My opponents went down in 1 attack as 2.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, he didn't. Although the 4 hounds and Zetacron was a pretty highly played army during this event.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Zetacron just didn't show up a couple of times.
Yeah, I feel like she made the one mistake that I seem to keep making during my earlier games. And who knows, maybe this game, because it's the last game I played at ScapeCon, maybe I finally learned something. Obviously I didn't send Musa in. Because usually there was a game that I sent in pretty much all of my heroes first and all of my drones last. Why? Who knows? Don't know what I was thinking. But that is definitely one tip that, I've learned is that, you send in your minions first. Have your heroes come back, especially if they have range.
Well, it depends. I like to think of it more of a. All right, let's get into like high level strategy right off the bat then.
Yeah.
I tend to think of it less of a this or that. Like you're saying squads first. I wouldn't say that's always the rule.
Okay.
I tend to go with what does my opponent want to do, and what do I want to do against it?
Okay.
So if he's got crab, and I think he's going to lead crab, I send something that can catch the crab, like Phantom Knights or whatever I have to go into them first.
Okay.
So usually it's a, last tournament that we played in Salisbury.
Mm-hmm.
It was for those who don't know, it was basically you get taxed per figure. So a lot of the armies ended up being the big heroes. So I brought Q9, Heracles, and Cyprian, and so they all have very different jobs there. Q9's going to go against the small figures. Cyprian's going to skirt around the edges and clean up, and then hit something really hard and chill touch Laglor and Braxis on a 20 in one game, but that's fine. But you choose the matchups that you think you can win. Okay. So I'm never going to send Cyprian into something that can Cyberclaw him. So in this instance, she sent out Zetacron first, which probably to get, one hit off on something. Maybe she expected you to go Wosaga and try to get, big damage on one thing early.
Mm-hmm.
But then you led with Hounds, and so the Zetacron opening didn't work for her. Now it's going to be Hounds against Hounds, where she just has the numbers.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to turn yours into a screen right now, and right now you're bringing out Wosaga to try to take advantage of how your Hounds are basically providing a screen from her Hounds.
Right.
So it's again to reiterate, it's more choosing your battles rather than this one always goes first all the time.
Yeah, I mean that's not easy to judge for, let's say, a new player.
Oh, certainly not easy, especially when you don't know how things match up into each other. Certain things, again, like Cyprian versus Solborgs, are easy.
Sure.
But other things, other things are much harder, and that's still something that I work on and don't have a great handle on some of these matchups. Which is, we're always learning every game and always having fun every game. So that's why we're still playing, right?
Absolutely. There's still a lot to learn.
And this is, one of the better ways to do it, besides, playing games yourself, which you can't always do.
Right. Yeah, you either keep playing the game, or you learn from other people.
Exactly.
If by chance you don't film your own games and then rewatch them. Not everybody gets to do that.
Well, I guarantee you I will not be watching this back because I hate the way I sound recorded.
Oh, no! Look, everybody does. I will say from experience, everybody will. But at some point, you will start to ignore it. You just live with it.
Yeah. It's, maybe. We'll see. I've done... This will be one for you, and I've done one for 10 points under.
Okay.
So we'll see if I get any more of it done.
Yeah, you got him.
All right. So she took you on Valda, and then the wounds are only there just to differentiate between the two sets of Hounds, just in case viewers didn't know.
Yeah, there they are.
Yeah.
The bush spiritually helped there. Alright. 2 Negrubs. Wosaga.
Come on, retaliate. Get him in.
5.
You got one right there in position.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Or you're gonna take height and possibly surround with more grubs.
Yeah, I do have a choice here. That's the one thing about watching yourself play the game. You're like, oh man, I don't remember what I did. What did I do?
Sure.
Did I make the right choice?
3, 4,
Okay. Equal height with
I think you chose the right attack. I think. I
Yeah.
probably would have twisted the figure back one,
Sure.
so then you can use the nagribs to get in front of her, so she can't get engaged because she's more important than the
Right,
grub.
I'm essentially blocking that path to the right. I have to go all around the bush.
Right, so I'd want to put you're attacking down or even right here,
Right.
and then I would put the nagra. I would swap. Oh, you took the glyph. Glyph, fine. I would put the other nagra up on the height
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
so that the hound can't. So another hound can't attack down.
But yeah, no. So the hounds with 5 defense is dirty.
They are 5 defense, so they're.
Tanked a full 6 attack, and then two attacks. Actually, well, one with 6 defense.
Did you not move a third nagra?
If I did, I probably moved one up from the back. Maybe I moved the one over here.
Maybe. Okay. Okay, so then now we're. Yep. It's a good move. She's in the highest, and your hounds can't match it.
Yeah.
Then probably. I'm not sure if the one under the bush on the right side is yours or hers.
I believe that one is mine.
Okay. Then she's gonna
all
go there
all
to get
3
height.
of those, except for the one that just came up, are mine.
Gotcha. Get down on glyph, makes sense. Get the height.
15, it's 16. Yes, so that's a no. Nope. And those are
It tanks.
so I'm gonna attack down on the
Maybe.
All right, just tacking down on the grub, on the glyph,
Oh, shields. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah,
and bricked it.
And the guy in the shadow. For just one. Alright, and down on the guy inside.
All right, so still holding the line, which is good.
Yep. Yep. All right. Well, at least you have height on that one still.
Yeah.
That's so you have the better board position on that side yet. Yeah, half her army's still in the start zone. So.
Yeah. The fact that she can essentially hold
with
me
8
back with 3.
And with 8 moves, she can just rocket out the start zone and engage.
Yeah.
Sometimes with hounds, I like a few bad numbers early just to get a little bit out of the start zone to get a larger threat range.
Ooh.
Taking the LEA.
Yeah.
Did you take it?
I did. I got a wound.
Not sure if I'd make that play.
Yeah, I think at that point I was trying to give the extra risk, the risky play.
I'll see it.
I only rolled a 1. No. It was the worst risky play.
Yeah, because you're not getting much. Like, sure, you're taking a risk, but what's your reward?
Right. Yeah.
Right? Because you don't have the grubs aren't going to take that position.
Yeah,
She
no.
can't immediately threaten that position again. I think it's better to just hit the guy that you were already engaged to.
No, absolutely. Yeah, and that's obviously something I learned as well. Is to keep stick with it. Leaving an engagement for something, you really, like I said, you need an actual reward, like a better battle. Choosing
Absolutely.
the battles.
If you can take a LEA to get the Nilfheim or get the Quahan, that's a different. Because here you're actually taking a worse attack because the hound you're attacking is height.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so that's when it's risk because you're gonna lose if you don't engage the dragon. and you're going to lose if you take the LEAs, or if you take the wounds. So you've got a 50% shot to do it.
Right.
And then Chris Perkins still beats me with Quahan, even though I get through. But it's fine.
He loves his crayon. Loves it.
He's good with her.
Yeah.
So since I'm a double space finger, I can't like hover here, right? Down. Yeah. I'd like to get another attack there, but I can't.
Looks like another attack down.
So instead, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, she's still kind of trying to move. She was trying to get another hound to attack the grub on Valda, but we couldn't get it
Didn't
in
have
because
the
of the
range.
swamp. No, she had the
Right.
range. She just couldn't do it with the swamp.
You couldn't land there because of the level 0.
Yeah.
20. That's a dead grub.
Makes sense.
Here. 7. Nope. And that's it. Alright. So attack down. Move grub. This one. And what is
That grub tank it again. Nice.
Yeah. Definitely being a pesky na grub.
Mm-hmm.
1, that's 3.
So which one is she attacking there? The hound or the snake?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
The correct answer is the hound.
Right.
Whatchamacallit? You got 2 wounds or 3? I rolled 1, you rolled 4. So he's dead.
Oh, she did attack the grub.
Oh,
That's
and she
actually
took. All right. Well, I mean, she took it out. So the reason I'm saying the correct answer is the hound is because you're trying to get. I'd rather have a weakened squad of hounds. You know, that gets fewer than 3 activations, than possibly putting another wound on Wosaga.
Gotcha.
It looks like she already had 2 wounds on her, so that's a 4 into 4.
Yeah.
Decent chances of killing. I think I still take the 4 into 6 on the hound.
Interesting.
So bad.
No,
I'm
that's,
sure
that's
someone's
fair.
going to disagree with me.
Yeah, maybe.
I am not the Lord High Arbiter. Although I wish.
They blend in so well.
Yeah, I know.
So
So looks like BRI got rid of quite a bit here, matching me with the board,
there maybe attack down right.
and definitely has to start moving some more up. I mean, not necessarily. She could just keep activating those.
I mean, she's got 1, 2,
They're all
4 up
engaged.
there, and you've got 3 up there with a
And-
couple of grubs.
Yeah.
But just by numbers, she has the advantage right now.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, I was hoping with Usaga to chomp as much as I could.
Yeah, I mean, she's a hero killer, and you know,
Yeah.
Zetacron went down just to the hounds. He didn't really need Wosaga, and then, you know, 1 big attack and 3 little attacks. Probably needed more grubs, but I don't know. She didn't really eat any.
Attack down on this annoying little thing. 3.
Yeah, I can't do
She
that.
really wasn't in a position to eat any either.
Alright.
Now that I think about it.
Down into the shadow. Just 1.
Get 1, 2.
Alright. And attack up. So you get out of there. 2.
I got 1, 2, 3.
Alright. Don't put anybody else on that move.
Hurry, rush, get him. Alright, drudges.
All right, time to send in the drudges. Try to-
Run.
Try to maybe shoot some down, hopefully.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even on Spartacus, 3v4.
But in the meantime, because it feels like there's not much going on right now. I think there's a bit of a standstill right now. But Ryan, what you do I've seen your name. I've seen Vidar43 in the forums quite a bit. What is something that you do often in the forums? What are you part of? Why do I keep seeing your name up there?
Sure, I try to get involved in what I can. Well, let me start by answering a separate question. So I got into heroScape back in the day when it was still being produced.
Okay.
So I, as a kid in middle school and high school, played this as it was being produced. Then, the game got canceled, so it kind of got shelved because, I had other things to do. Girls started becoming pretty, that kind of thing.
Sure.
And then COVID happened a couple years later, a lot of years later, 10 years later.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I was buying my own house, and so I was getting all the stuff that was mine out of my parents' basement, and I found my however many tubs of heroScape terrain and figures I had. And so I'm like, let's go check the forums and see what's going on. And then I came back to, 9 waves worth of C3V figures, a ton of new content, a ton of people still playing, and just, try to jump right back into it, which was, incredible that this game that's so many years out of print is still being played like this. So I got involved, tried to do what I could for the community. I ended up helping print the ScapeCon alternate art cards. So Mega Silver does the photography, Superfrog does the graphic design, and then I print them all and cut them all out.
Oh, that's awesome.
For the prize table. Yeah, that's how I have all the extras for our prize tables in Mars.
Oh, okay.
That and I can just print more anytime I want, but shh, don't tell Mike that. Then about, so this is then beginning of 22, they opened up the applications for SOV judges, which, should I explain what SOV and C3V are?
A little bit, yeah. I haven't got a chance to make a detailed video of what the differences are, but maybe correct me if I'm wrong. SOV is what essentially is the continuation of what the unofficial, official heroScape expansions, where the C3V, the C3V is community submissions.
You have it backwards.
I have it backwards. I keep flip-flopping it. I've explained it many times, and I'm like, and I remember reading them. I don't know. Doesn't matter. All right, I have it flipped. Good.
Not a problem. So Valhalla Customs, or VC, is the umbrella term.
Okay.
And then within VC is the C3V, which is, I'm going to look so stupid.
Classic
custom creators or creations of Valhalla.
Yeah.
And so they're the guys, and the guy, meaning I'm one of them. So we're the guys who design the new waves of units, and then have a public play testing, and then release them to the public. The unofficial continuation of, the heroScape canon.
Okay.
The SOV is a partner to the C3V, where anyone in the community can take a custom that they've created and they've tested and they've found a miniature for and they've made a card for, and they send it through our judging process. So it's make sure it meets the standards, make sure it gels with the lore, make sure it, doesn't make anything, super problematic, and then so
That is nice.
anyone can get a design that they do through the process and added to this unofficial canon.
Okay.
So I I got the judge position in January of 22.
Mhm.
Um,
You're risking it.
and then I'm still a judge, but then I was also added to the C3V design team
Stop bouncing.
um,
Oh my God! Stop.
as openings
You're good.
happened
You're safe.
during and because of AOA burnout.
Mm.
So a bunch of people who worked on AOA from our community side, like Dadscaper and Doc and Sidetail, some of them, took a step back because, the fact that AOA didn't happen kind of, hit them really hard, and
Sure.
it was a lot of work for not, and I really feel for those guys.
Absolutely.
But so there were openings made, and so once again I applied, and I was put on the design team. And so
awesome.
now I have secrets on that wall that you can't see.
That's awesome, man. That's true. I love Dadscaper. I've talked to him many times. He's awesome. Never got a chance to meet the others, but it is nice and good that there is openings still. To get new members in, fresh blood. To keep this game going, and it's not maybe the same 5 people, and it's not like the community is like, oh, please keep making content for us, and like no one else is doing anything about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's nice to see that there is unlimited amount of people. It's like, yes, I want this community to keep going, and I have to do it myself. I have to help. So.
Absolutely.
So I'm happy that you are taking the initiative and putting that in there.
Well, I certainly put a lot of work into it. It's more than I initially planned for, but I'm glad I'm doing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a little bit. That's kind of my story. And then now, since ScapeCon 2, me. Ben Orlo Sandwich and Cody G Busy have brought the Mars tournaments back to the Mid-Atlantic
That's right.
region of Scapers.
That's awesome. And you guys started that last year?
We started it right after ScapeCon, right after this ScapeCon.
Okay. So wow,
we
that's pretty crazy. So like I feel like this is gonna sound really weird, and maybe I'm just putting myself on a pedestal. Ever since I've been to ScapeCon, someone took the lawnmower puller and just kept pulling it, and more content and more events and more people getting into this game. They just kept pulling on the chain to rev this engine.
Sure. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily put you as the impetus for it, but
I don't know. Sometimes I mean, I think of myself as the protagonist in my own story, and so I feel like as soon as that happened, I feel like as soon as that happened, like right as soon as I got home, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be moving now. I gotta focus on doing that. And then AOA happened, and we got that trailer, and then. And it's like, wait, what is happening in this community? Like, and everything exploded, more people coming in, and it's so awesome. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. Like everything, there's a purpose for everything and everyone. There's a chessboard. I don't know. There's metaphors there. I'm talking too much.
Yeah, I don't want to get into deep philosophy with you. This isn't the podcast for a YouTube video for that.
Have definitely turned. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah, I'm glad the
stuff.
community's thriving.
It is.
It's a good group of people we got here. It's certainly less
All right.
toxic than some other online communities and other games that I've played.
That's good. That's good.
I don't play those games anymore, which is community's why.
Yeah. No, for
But,
sure.
Yeah. So back to this game.
Yes.
Where are we?
It is a game of tug of war.
It's like a dream.
I thought this was a game of heroScape.
Yep.
I had Valder for a couple of rounds. Now BRI has it for a couple of rounds. Hounds are flying left and right.
Valda goes. Yeah, so so she's bringing more up. You've got 2 left.
Yeah, so 1, 2,
Shadow and height,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
and then 2 drudge left.
So I'm debating if it's
Where's that one? Is that
I think
the
that
one by
might
the
be one.
the
I
one?
don't think
What's
I left
what's
any
by the
back.
tree?
I think that's their move.
What? Oh, that's
What's
in the
by-
grub.
Zone.
Okay,
Yeah, I got Nagrubs hiding behind the tree, and then the
and
the
then
bush.
two down by the bush. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so she's pulling more hounds up. Some
3. Nope.
dog on dog action here. Nope, that's bad. Shouldn't say it like that.
Attack down on it.
Yeah, that hound's been there for a while.
Yeah, those 2 that you have just not died. The one holding the rock 3, and this one
Yeah.
by the shadow. They've been there most of the game.
Dice rolling.
Well, your order markers have been elsewhere. So that's another thing. I mean, she's learned her lesson that she should be attacking the active order markers.
Yeah, that's quite huge. I mean, as a new player, that was really hard to focus on because I wanted to make sure that, when I came to ScapeCon, I knew what I was doing and I knew what my team, composition, like what everybody's rules. So I'm not reading the entire time and focused on that. I mean, I not trained, but practiced with all of these armies at least once or twice that I played.
You had a whole on Rocky montage. It was great.
It was great. Yeah, it was beautiful. Steps and all, but even so, like I'm there with the with the camera equipment, and I'm still not focused on what order markers people had them on. But that's definitely another thing that I've learned that I need to start. Even now, I still have a hard time focusing on, active units. What do my opponents have order markers on? What do I need to take care of first?
So now I only get
Because the question always is, at least for me, do I attack the squad with the bonding or do I attack the hero? But then again, what you were saying is, what's the battle? How do you win what battle? How do you determine which battle is the best for you?
Hmm. And what's immediately obvious in the moment, if you can swarm Gilbert and get 4 attacks on him, then do that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if they're playing Gilbert correctly, he's in the back, and so you're not doing that. Then you've got to go through all the knights, which is half the reason why knights are so good.
Mm-hmm.
If a bonding hero is something squishy like Me Berksa or Guilty, you take shots at them when you can, because that's a huge threatening piece that those armies have.
Yeah.
If you can take out 1 Krav, then they're only getting 2 attacks a turn.
Yeah.
So it's all threat sequencing.
Mm-hmm.
Figuring out what do you need to do, threat sequencing and victory sequencing. What do you need to do to win, and how do you do it?
Mm.
It's more of because it's very easy to do. Well, not easy. It's simpler to be like, what's the best move on this turn?
Right.
Right? Because I can get Shadow. Shadow's good. I can get Height. Height is good. I can get Bush. Bush is good. But when the next level is, where do I want to be on the map? What's an advantageous position to allow me to do the things that I need to do?
Yeah.
Let's do attacking up.
And I will say, for a majority of the maps I've revisited and watched, this is probably one of my favorites.
This is Wingspan by Superfrog. Which
So you just know that off the top of your head, like you've memorized.
I do
maps.
know that off the top of my head.
Wow.
I don't memorize maps. I'm not that crazy.
Okay.
This was one of the ScapeCon ones, so I played on this plenty.
Okay.
And I also happen to know that this map has a sequel.
As a sequel?
Does have a sequel.
How do sequel competitive maps work? Are they just second generation versions, or like is there a story to them?
Essentially, no, it's not. You play this one, then you. It's not like a campaign in the back of the store with a Marro rulebook.
There's lore. Where's the TOV podcast now? We need the lore about competitive games too.
But no, this was a couple of problems were pointed out with this one. I don't remember most of them off the top of my head.
Sure.
But Superfrog has gone back and done this map concept over again.
Interesting.
And made another map, which I believe is called Canary.
Canary. Interesting. Do you know if he used the same master and expansions?
It's either yes or he swapped the swarm for a second dungeon.
Interesting.
I'm looking it up right now.
Attack even in shadow.
It is 2 dungeon and jungle.
Interesting. Okay. I will have to look that up. That's. I mean, I don't have 2 dungeons, so I'm gonna have to swap some tiles around. But
Right. Well, you'll need the shadow. Is
that I can buy. Etsy has extra shadows, so I will just. I mean, I think I have an extra. I think I bought 10 already, extra 10. So. But I can't imagine using like 20 shadow on a competitive map.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Yikes.
Well, that's what happens when you get 2 dungeon.
I guess, yeah.
All right.
If based on, map making. I mean, have you done map contests before?
I have done I've done one.
Okay.
Which is the map that you recorded on at Salisbury tournament.
Okay.
The ice and Marvel one.
Right. Yes.
Right. So that one's mine. Thermal shock for shameless plug.
Oh, was that from the Marvel?
That was from the Marvel.
Okay. Yes, because I did that one as well. I participated in that one. Okay. So I think that was the last one they did then. There hasn't been one since.
That was the last one they did. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of raring to go for another one. Hint, hint. ARV. Hint, hint.
I'll be looking forward to that one because I'm generally very interested in map making. So.
Yeah, it's something that I haven't done a ton of. Thermal shock was definitely the first one that I've done that's claimed any sort of following isn't the right word. Notoriety, maybe.
Sure, I like that. Yeah.
Someone other than me has noticed it.
Right.
So that's fun, which is something that I didn't expect to happen.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Probably right there, yeah.
It was. I will say it was a fun map to play on. Even when you and I played it in Maryland, it was a fun map to play on. But like I think we talked about, I think having the giant icebergs on the sides, gave maybe a little bit too much cover to one side opposed to the other, or at least makes things a little congestive.
Yeah, I've made a couple of changes. I think we played on version.
I think you said it was 2 or 3.
Oh, it definitely wasn't 2 or 3.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh, so okay.
I think I submitted version 3.
Oh, okay. I would have figured version 2 or 3 like after that. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be the final version, and then you make new versions after that one.
Okay, so I submitted. It doesn't matter. I have it written down somewhere. I submitted, I made changes, we played on the changes, and I've made changes since.
Alright, cool.
So. Yeah,
it is really interesting of the evolution of the competitive map scene, and I'm really curious to know if there's any essential lore masters when it comes to the development of how competitive maps look like early Gen Con days to now.
Well, I think I might be able to send your viewers somewhere.
Okay.
Two attacks even on the ground.
The Masters of Valhalla podcast
Okay.
is what's put on, is the podcast that's put on by Mike or OEAO.
Yep.
His episode 26 is the history of competitive maps, and then 27, 28, 29, and 30 a listing of top 50 maps of all time given by three or four perspectives.
Okay. Yes. I know they put out an episode recently of that. Okay, so did they talk about it? Okay, good. I haven't gotten that far yet, but good.
Yeah, so that's
I'll absolutely put those in the
highly
description.
recommend that. I'll send you the link on Discord.
All right, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't get notified. Even I think they're on Spotify. I don't get notified when a new episode drops. I don't know why not. I think I saw it. I think G Busy said something to me about it, and I'm like, wait, what?
Huh. I'm subscribed to that thread on heroScapers, so whenever there's a post in that channel, I read it and get notified that way.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what I have to do.
Maybe there's so much that I subscribe to like every thread that I want to follow. I have like a couple hundred. I'm on that website too much.
I don't think I'm on there enough. I still have a hard time like posting stuff, like doing images and links and.
Yeah, it's definitely an outdated system, and it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, no.
So it's
I mean, searching on there and getting information, that's fine. I have no problem with doing that. Navigating it, that's fine. It's just posting and sharing. Like, that's the hard part for me.
Yeah, and half the images used to be on PhotoBucket, so all those link images or image links died.
Yeah.
So it's
I love the hounds. I'm a true fan.
I think time got called,
Many times tonight,
or
I don't know, I got
here
some more.
in the game, because you had a couple of hounds left, or did you die?
Oh, yeah, everybody died.
Everybody died.
Everybody died. Thanos came in, snapped it, and, everybody else lived, but I was the only one that died, so it was a direct attack. But yeah, no, she wiped me with her hounds. I think there was only 4 hounds left, so.
That's.
Oh wait, no,
4,
6.
5, 6.
6. So.
Yep.
But yeah, numbers win the day. That's for sure.
Numbers are good. Yeah.
But yeah, good games all around. Ryan, thank you so much for stepping in for BRI. It was
Absolutely
amazing talking to you. I can't wait to talk to you again. Hopefully, a little bit more about either map making or even customs, because both those things I am very, very interested in to know more about.
I am not the guy to talk to about map making. There are plenty of people better adept to have that conversation than I am.
Fine, I won't talk about you then. I'll never ask you again. Never.
But I'd be glad to come on and talk about C3V or what have you. That'd be a lot of fun.
That'd be awesome. Well, until next time, we'll be seeing you. And to everyone at home, go check out the C3V and the SOV. Links for those will be in the description below. Check out for Rydar. I was going to say combined it. There we go. This is your new name. Rydar 43. No, Rydar 43 on the forums. Some awesome stuff is going to be coming our way. I'm just hopefully soon, and we'll be all talking about that. But tune in. Let us know in the comments what you guys think of this game. And tune in for the next video. Hit the notification bell, and don't forget, I'm Joe Crazy. See you next time.